The results are pleasing. It's a quality result. We've grown market share, we've increased profitability materially, so it's pleasing. And is driven by, I think, our customers responding positively towards us. We operate in the LSM 8 to 10 band. Those customers are more confident. They've had an income effect, they've had a wealth effect, so we've had interest rates down, we've had equity markets up, we've got relatively low inflation. People are confident and they're spending more. And the confidence in that upper end of the market is greater than the confidence in the lower end of the market. So we are benefiting from that, but it's not just that. It's all about having good goods at the right price, great service, and making sure you keep on top of your game. So I think we're giving the customer what they're looking for.
Yeah. How strong is that confidence? How strong is the recovery that you're seeing? And is it sustainable?
Look, I think it is sustainable. These are customers who have come through the worst of the global financial crisis. There's been deleveraging. I think they've seen equity markets grow. They've deleveraged, so they've got less debt. They've got more disposable income. They're more confident, and I think that's sustainable into the future.
Yeah. Let's break it down, because let's look at the clothing side, for instance. Your sales, they are up 11.5%, and on the food side, your sales are up 11.8%. So very good, strong performance on both sides of it. But let's begin with the clothing side of it. Who is buying, and what lines are moving most?
Look, we've had a great response from customers in clothing across our business. So the Trenery and Country Road sales at the top end of the market within Woolworths have been growing double digits, and we're very pleased with that. Good, strong, profitable sales. But if you have a look at within our own businesses, our clothing and footwear has grown incredibly strongly, real good double-digit growth. We've had baby wear and kids wear performing exceptionally well. Our homeware business is picking up and performing well. Our women's and men's businesses were around market. We've got some way to improve in both of those businesses, but we're confident we can get there. And then within the brands, our Studio W brand performing very well, our rebrand performing very well, and we've got a real chance to grow those businesses even further going forward.
Yeah. On the food side?
On the food side, we've done incredibly well overall. Our produce always does well, but we've grown our business across every category within foods. Our produce has shown strong growth. Wine and beverages have shown strong growth. Dairy has been more difficult for us. Protein has done well, but perhaps we can get better still in those areas. If you stand back for it, I think overall we've had really good product at really good values, and we've been, I think, espousing value with values in our business.
Yeah.
If we can get the customer to come into our store and say, wow, that looks great, it's really authentic, it's really credible, it's got great quality, it looks good, it's what we expect from Woolworths, and then look at the price and say, wow, how can they do it for that? Then, that's, for me, giving the customer what they're looking for, and that's, for me, where we're going to really continue to grow the business and grow our profitability. Yeah,
it's an interesting place to be for retail at the moment, isn't it? You've got low inflation, and yet at the same time, you've got fierce competition. I mean, most people have been saying Pick n Pay has been particularly targeting you guys because you've been taking market share from them. In terms of just overall competition, how fierce is it out there?
Look, I think it's a war in the foods market. Always will be, and is in every market. It's a tough game, and you've got to keep on top of your game. We've been trading well. We've been growing against the market, materially against the market, for a prolonged period of time, and you've got to keep doing that. Our values have got to be great. Our product has got to be great. Our service has got to be the best, and we can't let it slip. And sure, are people like Pick n Pay and others going to try and steal some of that market share back? Of course they are. We need to understand that, accept that, and make sure we continue to beat the market.
What's your sense? Are you taking away market share? Are you losing market share?
No, there is no doubt we're taking market share. We're taking significant market share in clothing. So in the last 6 months, if you take the period June to November, we grew at around 11.6%, and the market grew about 4.6%. So big lift up against the market. In clothing, clothing and footwear, we outgrew the market based on a 12-month moving average and based on a 3-month moving average. So we're taking share.
Yeah, you're taking share, market share at the same time that we are also seeing your margins improving. Your margins, gross profit margins, 24.2% versus 23.1%. How are you doing it?
Look, Godfrey, it's a very virtuous cycle, isn't it? And that's what we've got to continue doing. You know, we've done a great job, I think, at making sure we get the best goods for the best price. We've changed to more direct rather than indirect purchasing of our goods. We've pushed harder on pricing. We've changed the nature of our sourcing. So I think we're getting better goods, better quality goods at lower prices. Going forward, that's going to be tough to maintain. I don't think we're going to be able to continue to improve from where we are, but our aim is to maintain our margins where they are. And that's going to be tough, you know. You've seen cotton prices double, cost of fuel is rising, cost of goods out of China will rise, we will see clothing inflation.
Yeah.
But every business is going to be up against the same thing, and we've got to continue to offer, you know, those great goods at great value.
Yeah. Now you stepped into Simon Susman's shoes in November after being MD for some time. How difficult has it been to make the transition?
The transition has been good. Simon and I have worked together for a long time. We understand each other well, and we've been aligned strategically in the entire time we've worked together. So the transition has been an easy one, and Simon has been great. You know, he's allowed me to take over. He doesn't interfere. He just provides advice when I'm looking for it, and guidance when I need it.
Yeah.
And you know, that will continue.
Yeah, one of the strategies that he implemented as he left was getting into the rest of the continent. How is that strategy moving, and what are you seeing in terms of your African plans and, stores, and what are your plans going forward?
Well, what we've announced is we're changing the business model in Africa. We're looking to, at the moment, we're paying duty on duty, which means our prices in Africa are too high, so we need to change that. We either need to look to a business model where we get drawback of the duty, or where we source direct and avoid the duty coming into South Africa, lower prices in Africa and allow our business to really grow in those markets. We've also announced that we're moving the relationship of our businesses there from one of franchise to one of joint venture. So we're investing in those businesses, and we're going to grow those businesses. So we're in the process of coming to agreement with each of our partners there, and the business is trading well. We're getting very solid growth in Africa. It's currently small, but you know, this is a long-term growth plan.
What's the target?
Now look, in 10 years' time, it will be a significant part of our business. It's going to take us a long time to get there, and you know, we're not going to make a fortune in the early years. This is about getting the base right, having the right resources there, making the right decisions right now, getting your business model right, and having good goods at competitive prices, and be in a position when you know these markets really take off. Yeah. We're there, and we're a real player.
How many markets are you in now, and how many do you intend to see out in the next 5 years or so? We
are in around 9 markets currently. We see opportunities for 2 or 3 more. You know, we're currently looking at Angola and Nigeria, and but more importantly, we see the opportunity to grow the number of stores in some of these markets. So you know, early days, committing the resource to it, having a focus on it, building for the future, but not a major part of our business in the short to medium term.